Why do we sometimes struggle to achieve certain goals while others that are even more challenging are accomplished without much difficulty or stress? Any goal designed to create change or transformation takes commitment, and your commitment level to do what it takes to achieve the goal determines your experience as you work toward that goal. Why is that? In this episode, we're exploring why a 100% commitment to your goal makes achieving the goal easier and, dare I say, much more enjoyable. If you are new to the Women Taking the Lead podcast, hello and welcome. I'm Jody Flynn, the CEO and founder of Women Taking the Lead, a leadership development company that helps organizations achieve their gender parity goals at all levels of leadership and in all divisions of an organization. We help to realize these results through consulting, coaching, leadership development programs, and keynotes. My goal is for this podcast to be a valuable resource for you and others in your organization of all genders to grow in your leadership. If we are not already connected on LinkedIn, please send me an invitation to connect. You can find me directly at linkedin.com/in/Jody Flynn, or you can search on the platform for Jody Flynn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, so I should be at or near the top of the search results. Be sure to add a note to the invitation letting me know you're a listener of the podcast. I would love to connect with you and get to know you better. Before we dive into what 100% commitment does for you, let's first take a look at why setting out to achieve a goal with an iffy commitment level makes achieving the goal harder. Making changes you don't really want to make is exhausting, stressful, and defeating. Your mind knows if you perceive a goal as worthwhile. And if you're not committed to the end goal, your mind is designed to encourage you to put your time, energy, and resources towards something that you really want more. And by encourage, I'll use the term we typically use, self-sabotage. In order to overcome temptation to do what's easy or comfortable, you've got to first be completely clear about why you want to achieve a certain goal, and then make the decision to commit yourself 100% to its attainment. If you are suffering when you are working towards a goal, it's your lack of commitment that's causing it. Commitment is what ends the dramatic internal struggle and indecisiveness. When you are committed, you do not question what you need to do. You don't resist it. You throw yourself into doing the required actions. And you do this with full awareness that some of these actions are difficult or uncomfortable because they're not what you're accustomed to. When you're committed, hardship doesn't stop you. Instead, you are much more aware of the benefits that are beginning to show up because you're looking for them. I think that is where a lot of our struggle comes from. We get torn when faced with a decision, but when you're committed, there's no decision to make. You already know the answer. We are very aware of this in long-term relationships. We're willing to have the hard conversations because our commitment to the relationship is so much greater than the discomfort of getting vulnerable and risking being hurt. And think of your greatest achievements. They likely required a lot from you, but those requirements were nothing compared to the benefits of achieving the goal. So some examples that come to mind are earning a degree, having children, and yes, getting promoted. There were likely numerous skills you needed to develop to be able to step into a new role or a promotion. And likely it was difficult to develop some of those skills. You had to stretch outside your comfort zone, consistently putting in the work. If your commitment level was high, you would have enjoyed seeing the progress you were making along the way. So I've identified 7 ways your commitment makes your life easier. The first, your commitment creates clear priorities. When you're committed to specific goals or values, it helps you prioritize your time, energy, and resources. Clarity of purpose reduces decision fatigue because you already know the answer, and it enables you to focus on what truly matters to you. Second, it increases your motivation. Commitment provides a strong internal motivation to persevere through challenges and setbacks. It helps you stay motivated and determined even when faced with obstacles, especially when faced with obstacles. If you are 100% committed, obstacles are never reasons to stop. They are reasons to get better. And I love this quote by John F. Kennedy. Frank O'Connor, the Irish writer, tells in one of his books how, as a boy, he and his friends would make their way across the countryside, and when they came to an orchard wall that seemed too high or too difficult to try, and too difficult to permit their voyage to continue, they took off their hats and tossed them over the wall, and then they had no choice but to follow them. That's what commitment does for us. Obstacles can become a challenge that we're enlivened by rather than stopped by. A little break here for me to check in on your leadership development. Do you know what your individual leadership development needs are? Knowing what you need as a leader is the first step to becoming more confident and impactful in your leadership. I developed the Leadership Operating System Inventory for women like you. This holistic self-assessment allows you to assess your effectiveness in leading others, leading yourself, your ability to influence, your ability to manage your energy, and your communication skills. It's a way for you to quickly identify where you could focus your developmental resources. It will take you about 3 minutes for you to complete. If you think about it, that's a quick turnaround to gain insight into what would improve your effectiveness as a leader and make being a leader easier and more enjoyable. Get that insight by visiting womentakingthelead.com to take a fun, easy leadership inventory. That's womentakingthelead.com. The third way your commitment makes your life easier is it creates consistency. When you have clear priorities and you're motivated, you're more likely to follow through consistently, which leads to better outcomes. Being inconsistent is stressful for you and for others. When you're not sure what decision you're going to make, it messes with your self-image. This can create so much cognitive distress that you may decide the goal isn't worth it. So being committed not only keeps you consistent, it makes you feel good about yourself. Fourth, commitment reduces distractions. It helps you to filter out the distractions that are not aligned with your goals or values, and it allows you to stay focused on what's important and ignore temptations, right? And that makes your life more streamlined and efficient. So think of commitment as a great filtering system, keeping everything clear and clean. Fifth, it gives you a sense of fulfillment. Staying committed brings a sense of accomplishment. It boosts your self-esteem and confidence, leading to a more positive outlook on life and making challenges feel more manageable. 6, It impacts your relationships. Commitment in relationships, whether personal or professional, fosters trust, reliability, and mutual support. It makes communication easier and strengthens bonds, reducing conflicts and misunderstandings. When people get a sense that you are committed to them and you're committed to your relationship with them, it creates that psychological safety that I was talking about in the last episode. And when there is psychological safety, there's so much more potential, not just in the relationship, but what can be accomplished together. And number 7, your commitment inspires others. We all want to be inspired. We are consciously or unconsciously on the lookout for role models to show us how to accomplish our goals and live our lives more purposefully. When others know your goal and witness your commitment to the goal, they are likely to ask to join or support you on your journey. Commitment is also crucial for you as a leader. So let me go over some of the benefits. There is overlap, but it looks a little bit different in a professional environment. Your commitment gives you long-term vision as a leader. Commitment helps leaders maintain long-term vision for their development and the development of their teams. It keeps them focused on goals and objectives despite challenges or setbacks. And in the workplace, we often talk about commitment to the vision, right? There's a lot of companies that have vision and mission statements, but not a lot of commitment behind them. If there's commitment behind vision and mission, we are constantly referring back to them to make sure our decisions and our goals align with them. Second, committed leaders are more resilient in the face of adversity. They are better equipped to handle failures, learn from them, and bounce back stronger. And like I said previously, on the personal note, goes in the professional note as well. Obstacles are not a reason to stop. They actually can be a motivator to get better. And we talked before about how commitment creates consistency. It also creates consistency in leadership behavior. It ensures that leaders follow through on their promises, remain steadfast in their values, and provide stability to their teams. And as a leader, your commitment provides inspiration. When team members see their leaders dedicated and passionate about their development, they are more motivated to invest in their own growth and contribute to the organization's success. And in your commitment as a leader, you're the role model that people are looking for. Committed leaders demonstrate the importance of dedication, perseverance, and continuous improvement, setting a positive example for others to emulate. Right? I know it might be hard for you to imagine right now, or maybe you are aware of this, and that's amazing. But when you commit to your goals and you're consistent in them, others will look to you as the leader that they want to adapt their own leadership style after. And lastly, your commitment builds trust. It builds trust within teams and within the organization. When leaders are committed to their own development and the development of their teams, it fosters a culture of trust, transparency, and accountability. Commitment is a game changer. The moment you fully commit to your goals and follow through without knowing for certain what the ultimate outcome will be, it's the moment doors start to open. Until you commit and take decisive action, you're on the sidelines and nobody knows where you're going, what you need. They don't know how to contribute to you. Many of my clients first started working with me because they wanted to commit to a goal, but they needed that support system, the accountability, and a partner who understood the journey that they were on. Lastly, I want to leave you with a quote by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth that ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitively commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. Whether you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Thank you so much for listening to the Women Taking the Lead podcast. I have 3 favors to ask of you. If you are not yet subscribed to the podcast, hit the follow or subscribe button, commit to the podcast, so you don't miss out on the upcoming episodes. And if you know anyone else who can benefit from this episode, please share it with them. And if you're looking for leadership development opportunities for yourself, your team, or your organization, reach out to me. We can customize a program that meets your specific needs. You can reach me at jody@womentakingthelead.com. And as always, I hope this was of value to you, and here's to your success.